Hi there! Welcome to The Good, Bad, and Ugly Of, a show where we examine the best and worst parts of a game, none of the in-between stuff. And today, we're going to take a look at Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Let's Go had the honor of being the first traditional, although it really depends on what someone describes as traditional, Pokemon games on the Switch. Essentially a remake of Pokemon Yellow, adding in Eevee as another starter option to justify two separate games. Let's Go also brought integration with Pokemon Go to the series. What really makes this game stand apart from the rest of the series? And what design choices will be lucky enough to have the ugly labeled plastered on them? Let's find out. First things first, the Kanto region has never looked better. Picture yourself as a child in 1998. You're playing Red or Blue on your Game Boy. You walk through Route 1, see Pidgey and Rattata jump out at you. You think, gee, this sure is swell. Well, what a difference 20 years can make. Everything, and I really do mean everything, looks absolutely breathtaking. Even Jinx and Tangela, looking good, guys. One might think that the style and flair would be lost in the transition from Game Boy to Switch, but rest assured, nothing is lost. Everything is exactly where you left it too. The road to Viridian City, that really should be a song, lays unchanged. You still can't go through Saffron City the first chance you get, Snorlax still blocks you off, and you can still surf south of Pallet Town to get to Cinnabar if you're too chicken to go through the Seafoam Islands, like this guy right here. One thing is different, however. The Safari Zone doesn't exist in this game, but it does get replaced with a really cool addition, the Go Park. Remember how I talked about this being the first game with integration to Pokemon Go? Well, this park allows you to bring over Pokemon that you caught in Go and see them walk around Kanto. I can take my Venonat, named Veronica, that I caught in Nashville, and have her follow me on this grand adventure through Kanto. And if you're running out of storage room on Pokemon Go, don't just transfer them, send them to the Go Park so that you can have them in Kanto as well. You also get the same amount of candy you would normally get, as well as 100 XP per Pokemon transferred. It's a win-win. But what should have been the worst addition to the game has turned into the feature that an overwhelming amount of people have supported? Wild Pokemon encounters no longer being random, and no more battling wild Pokemon. When the news broke of this being in the game, people were conflicted. Isn't battling wild Pokemon half of the experience? It worked for Colosseum and XD, sure. Let's Go cut the wild battling in favor of just catching wild Pokemon. Things certainly aren't perfect with this, but I enjoy it. I don't have to spend time whittling HP down to catch a Pokemon anymore, and then be terrified when it faints. Legendary Pokemon? Those are treated like a boss battle of sorts. You have a timer to beat the Pokemon, then you catch it. Articuno, Zapdos, and of course, the strongest legendary of all time, Snorlax. He'll eat you whole if you're not careful. Seeing Pokemon in the overworld is fantastic as well. I hate going through caves and forests because of the random encounters. But in this game, you can ignore everything. If you're hunting a Pikachu in Viridian Forest, you don't have to run into 27 Weedles, 19 Kakunas, and 74 Caterpies. Speaking of Viridian Forest, there's up to 20 Pokemon on screen at one time, which admittedly makes the frame rate drop, but that's not a huge deal. It's awesome seeing all those Pokemon on screen at the same time. And perhaps the best addition in line with Pokemon being in the overworld, Pokemon following you. Harkening back to Pokemon Yellow with Pikachu, this was brought back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And I honestly don't know why it's not featured more. People clamor for this feature every single game. It's so awesome being able to have your buddies follow you. Even cooler is riding on the Pokemon that are capable of it. Flying around on Charizard, riding Rapidash, and clinging to Snorlax for dear life. Look, if you don't find this charming, I have serious doubts about you as a human being. But not all is nice and peachy in the world of Let's Go. That's going to take us right into... Make no mistake, Let's Go is a fantastic game. There's been some discussion in the Pokemon community on whether or not this is a real Pokemon game or not. I absolutely think it is, but that's neither here nor there. Whether it's a quote-unquote real game or not, doesn't matter. It's fun. But there are some parts I have to question. Like, why is the post-game so anticlimactic? After you beat the Elite Four, you gain access to Cerulean Cave, where Mewtwo is, as well as a really cool trainer battle that I won't spoil here. Seriously, you have the internet in front of you. If you really want to know who it is, Google. You also gain access to Master Trainers. These Master Trainers specialize in one Pokemon and are super beefy. Your job is to raise the same Pokemon, but do it better. And that's really it. After you beat 6 Master Trainers, you gain access to another really cool trainer battle. Seriously, Google. But there's not much else to do aside from that. There's catching them all and shiny hunting, but that may not apply to you. And who's really going to raise a Caterpie to level 75? I did for footage. That's not the point. Master Trainers was a neat idea, and I'm even fine with it being an addition to the next games they make. But the amount of time commitment required for it is really taxing. And get ready for a super nitpicky complaint, but this menu is atrocious. It just feels clunky. I'm not trying to say that everyone is going to have the same opinion on this, no doubt, but I just don't like it. And having to go into this already clunky menu to hop on or off of ride Pokemon is really tedious. I don't know why they just didn't add pressing the select button to get on and off a Pokemon, just like the bicycle. It's really nice not having to go to the PC anymore to switch Pokemon in your party, but now every Pokemon is just in one menu. This works well enough for Pokemon Go with a touchscreen, but this was clearly not made for a joystick. The online sure isn't awful as far as Nintendo standards, but it's not too great either. If you want to battle or trade with someone, you have to enter a 3 Pokemon code and hope your friend entered their code quick enough, or else you'll be paired up with some random person. And sometimes, your connection just won't work. I don't understand why they didn't add in a feature where if you want to connect with someone that is already registered as a friend, you can just jump straight in and connect with them. This is just a very strange choice and one of the most distinctly Pokemon things, connecting with others. And while it's pretty nice being able to play with only one Joy-Con, I don't get why I can't play with both of them. After a while, it starts to feel very awkward playing a game with only one hand. Personally, I think Let's Go works best in handheld mode because you get to use both Joy-Cons. Imagine that. Pokemon game that shines on a handheld portable device. But the worst of the bad is in the Go Park. Yes, I praised it earlier, but it's not perfect. When you transfer Pokemon, ones that you have caught over to Let's Go, they have to be caught again. This is similar to the PAL Park in the DS games, where Pokemon sent over from GBA games had to be caught again. But the very clear difference is that you were given 6 Park Balls that instantly caught the Pokemon, a la Master Ball. In Let's Go, there's not a Go Ball. You get your Pokeballs and catch them again. So in the case of some stronger legendaries, or even ridiculously high CP basic Pokemon, you're going to go through a bucket or 2 of Pokeballs. And it just wastes time. After completing my Pokedex by transferring, I rarely transfer now. I used to save all of my Pokemon in Go to send over to Let's Go, but now if they don't have good IVs, I send them packing. I don't have time, in the glamorous job of being a junior high math teacher and streaming making YouTube videos, to recatch all of these Pokemon that I already caught once. But the ugliest parts of Let's Go are what really upset me the most. Motion controls. A common complaint from the Wii era was that motion controls, while at the time very original and unique, it just isn't the best way to play a game sometimes. And motion controls are fantastic when they work. Just look at the Wii Sports games. And it's not even that bad in Let's Go, when the Pokemon is in a straight line from your throw. In fact, it's pretty fun actually getting to throw the Pokeball, especially with the Pokeball Plus. But if that Pokemon makes even the slightest movement left or right, it's over. I cannot, for the life of me, get the ball to throw sideways the way I want. So forget trying to get an excellent throw when the Pokemon isn't dead on. It's just not going to happen. So when you run into a Pokemon you're trying to get a catch combo with, or really need that shiny Pokemon, and it moves left or right, kiss it goodbye. Without a doubt, it's one of the most frustrating parts of the game. It just doesn't work well at all. What's even more infuriating is that there is the option for gyro controls. When in handheld mode, you can use gyro controls with the Switch screen. I just don't understand why this wasn't a feature implemented. It's so much nicer getting to catch Pokemon in handheld mode. Putting this in the game should have been a goal from day one. When the motion controls work, they aight. But when they don't, they sure don't mind letting you know. Multiple times. In your face. as you waste your 80-second Great Ball. And in the Go Park, this minigame is just dumb. Although using the Game Corner theme is a very redeeming touch. At the end of the day, these complaints really aren't deal breakers for me. I just love Pokemon games. Sure, some things need polish, but if Game Freak continues with this Let's Go Meryl and Togepi or Let's Go Rockruff and Pikipek, I think we're going to get a really fun and solid series to coincide with the main series games. If you have any nostalgia for the Gen 1 games, like the idea of Pokemon on the Switch, or just plain think Pokemon are neat, this game is going to be great for you. Thanks for checking out the video. Let me know what you think are the good, bad, and even the ugly parts of Pokemon Let's Go. You can follow me on Twitch if you want. You can also follow me on Twitter for updates on when I'll be streaming and when I'll be updating with videos on YouTube as well. See you later! Every Pokemon is a because you get to use both. Flying around on Charizard. Personally, I think Let's Go works best in handheld mode. You get to use Boith. Why do I keep saying Boith?